Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue chapter number 3, Our Changing Earth from Geography. And these are the last 3 topics of this chapter. So, my dear students, as I told you in my previous classes about the different type of major landforms which are made by the different activities and movement of lithospheric plates. And as you know that these lithospheric plates move very slowly, just a few millimeter each year. And the movement of lithospheric plate is responsible for the formation of endogenic forces and exogenic forces. And due to the endogenic forces, sometimes earthquake activities, volcanic eruption are formed, which are very harmful for the nature and also for the life. And in my last explanation, as I told you that how we can protect themselves from the earthquake before the earthquake and during the time of earthquake and after the earthquake activity, how we can prepare themselves, how we can save us, these type of things discuss with you. And after that, due to the exogenic force, some landforms are formed which are very important, like formation of waterfall and floodplains, etc., etc. And these outside activities are responsible for the formation of floodplain, oxbow lake, meander, and enlarged delta. So, the continuation of this chapter, next topic is work of sea waves. So, as I told you, the movement of air, water, and glaciers are also responsible for the formation of different types of landforms on the surface of the earth. So students, sea waves are also involved for the erosion and deposition of things, as well as waves gives rise to the coastal landforms. It means you can see that sea waves always strike or fall near the coastal plain or coastal areas. So students, due to the continuous strike of these sea waves on the rocks which are present nearby the coastal regions where the sea or oceans are located. So, due to the continuous strike and hit by the sea waves on the rocks, slowly cracks started to develop. As you can see, these are the rocks and these are the area of sea. And due to the continuous strike or hit of sea waves on the rocks, slowly cracks started to develop. And according to the time, they become larger and wider. So, due to the continuous strike or hit of the sea waves on the rocks, these cracks started to develop and become larger and wider. So, whatever hollow you can see here, whatever hollow-like shape are formed on the rocks, this is known as sea arc. Okay, and they are called sometime sea caves. Okay, cracks started to develop and it is become wider, and slowly this rock change into a sea caves, and slowly these cavities or these caves become bigger, too much bigger, and in some time we can see on the one side to another side of the cave, because due to the continuous strike or hit of the sea waves which are responsible for the erosional activity, and further development is responsible for the development of hollow or a big gap in which we can see from one side to another side of the rock. So this type of structure is known as sea arc. Finally, only roofs remained. Only roofs remained. But due to the further erosional activities, whatever done by the sea waves, due to the strike or hit of the sea waves on the rocks, whatever roof of the caves or sea arc remains started to breaks. Finally, erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. So this feature are called stacks. कहने का मतलब यह है बच्चों कि एक सिंपल रॉक है, लेकिन लगातार जो सीज वेव्स हैं वो लगातार जो है चट्टानों के ऊपर गिरती रहती हैं. चट्टानों के ऊपर लगातार गिरने से क्या होता है, उनमें क्रैक्स डेवलप होते हैं और धीरे धीरे ये क्रैक्स क्या होते हैं, बड़े होते जाते हैं. और क्रैक्स के बड़े होने से क्या होता है, समुद्र की लहरें उस केव्स में एंटर करती हैं और धीरे धीरे उस कैविटी को, उस होल को और ज़्यादा बिगर बनाती हैं, जिससे कि सी केव टाइप स्ट्रक्चर डेवलप हो जाता है. बाद में लगातार ये सी केव इरोड होता रहता है और सी वेव्स उसको खुरचती रहती हैं, उसको इरोजन करती रहती हैं, जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है, एक ऐसा टाइम आता है जिसमें वो सी केव्स जो है बिल्कुल हॉलो टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर हो जाता है, जिसमें आप उस चट्टान के एक साइड से दूसरी टाइप और दूसरी साइड देख सकते हैं, और ये आपका सी आर्क कहलाता है, जिसमें क्या होता है, सिर्फ रूफ बची होती है, लेकिन लगातार सी वेव्स के स्ट्राइक और हिट करने से क्या होता है कि धीरे धीरे ये जो रूफ बची होती है वो भी क्या होती है, इरोड होने लगती है, टूटने लगती है, खुरचने लगती है. एंड फाइनली एक टाइम ये आता है कि वो रॉक्स 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड हो जाती है और उसको क्या बोलते हैं, स्टैक. ऑलराइट. So students, as you can see that these rocky steep walls are vertically located or settled down near the seaside. That's why due to the continuous erosion of these walls, this is also called or known as sea cliffs. Or we can say that the steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above sea water is called sea cliff. So students, this is the erosional activities of sea waves, and sea waves are also involved and busy in depositing sediments or waste whatever present in the sea, that are deposited by sea waves along the shores or nearby the coastal area of the sea. Okay. After that, your next topic is work of ice. So students, as I told you, glaciers are also involved for the erosional activity. And students, glaciers are rivers of ice which is frozen due to the very low temperature. And this is also involved in the erosional activity or landscape from where they are present and they are started to move from their place to another place. And students, as you know very well that these glaciers are very bulky and very heavy. That's why it is bulldozing soil and stone to expose the solid rocks below. It means जहाँ से ये glaciers अपनी जगह से दूसरी जगह पे खिसकते हैं तो उसमें इतना ज़्यादा वेट होता है, वो इतने ज़्यादा हैवी होते हैं कि वो जहाँ से मूव करते हैं वहाँ पे रास्ते में आने वाली जितनी भी सॉइल्स होती हैं या फिर उनमें जितने भी छोटे मोटे पत्थर होते हैं या फिर रॉक्स होती उनको बिल्कुल खुरच के चिकना कर देती हैं, जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है, ग्लेशियर कार्व आउट डीप हॉलोज. It means sometimes the movement of glacier from their place to another place are responsible for the development of hollow type of structure on the surface of the earth. And if due to any cause temperature started to high, then the ice which are present nearby the area of glacier from where glacier started to move and responsible for the creation of hollow type of structure on the surface of the earth. On that hollow type of structure, melted ice started to collect, and when it is changed into water, then we can say there are very beautiful lakes in the mountains. And students, sometimes these glaciers carried very big materials like rocks, big and small sandstone, etc. And where it is deposited by the glacier, this deposition of glacier is called or known as glacial moraines. Means students, glaciers are also involved in erosional activities and depositional activities. So from where these glaciers are moving from one place to another place, they are responsible for the erosion and the formation of hollow type of structure on the surface of the earth, and after some time later that hollow type of structure filled by the melting ice and water and created a very beautiful lake which we can see in the mountain regions of India also. So this is the erosional activity. But when glaciers are moving from their own place to another place, then they are also responsible for the taken of small sandstones and soils from the area where they are moving, and these sediments or these materials deposited by somewhere by the glacier. So whatever deposited by glacier at any place that deposition of glacier is known as glacial moraines. Understood? Okay. After that, next and last topic of this chapter is work of wind. So my dear student, as I told you, sea waves and glacier both are busy or responsible for the erosion and depositional activities, as well as like wind, wind movement responsible for the erosional activity and depositional activities both. So students, for the understanding of work of wind, we will take an example of desert in which wind busy in erosional and depositional activities. Okay. So students, in desert you can see sand and also rocks and different types of rocks which are present in the regions of desert. From there we can see mushroom type of rocks also. So one question will arise here, that how that mushroom rocks are carved. So students, when wind moving from one place to another place, and you know very well that on open area the velocity of wind will be higher in the compare of dense or populated area. So students, these moving wind eroded the lower section of the rock more than the upper part, because wind carry some small dust particles and very small particles of stones, and wind carry these dust particles with themselves only few centimeter. That's why these wind can erode the lower portion of the rock very easily. That's why we can see that a kind of rock in the desert which have narrower base and wider top. Okay, so in this way wind created mushroom types of rocks. Okay, and student, this is the erosional activity of wind. And students, when the wind blows, it lifts and transports sand and dust particles from one place to another place. Okay, and when it stops blowing due to some disturbance or due to the some structure which is coming in the path of movement of air, so on that place these wind stop blowing and sand falls and get deposited, which are responsible for the formation of low hill like structure. And these low hill like of structure of sand is called or known as sand dunes. Okay, and students, as I told you that the very fine grains of sand, if they are very fine and light, then wind can carry it over very long distances. And when these wind deposited these light and fine sand or parts of sand in a very large area. It is called loess. And large deposits of loess we can see in China. Students, here I want to clear one point, that what is the difference between the sand dunes and loess. So students, sand dunes is a very small hill type of structure, okay, which we can be in this shape, but loess, which are also created by the deposition of very fine material of sand, but this cover a very large area. Okay, so students, here your work of sea waves, work of ice and work of wind explanation is completed. Listen very carefully, and if you have any problem, then you can contact me. Okay, so for today's that's all. Thank you and have a nice day.